A lot of great matches so far, Dan.
Well, I think so. There's been some progress made, definitely, I think, on the Hawkeye side. The couple matches, they were right in there. They didn't win. But, opportunities, they took advantage of them partly, but then when you needed the shot, it didn't come. So, they still got some ways to go yet. But they're in the matches against good wrestlers. National champions, 97 and heavyweight, both national champions, two-timers, and they were good, close matches.
Jim?
I think the Iowa guys are out there hustling for the most part. I mean, it'd be nice to, I think John Smith has to be frustrated with the 84-pound match where they had a guy wobbling a little bit, and Paul Bradley didn't take the shot. And the same thing happened here with the heavyweight match where Fields maybe had Mocco in a situation, it's a one-point match at that point in time, didn't quite take the shot. Those are things you want to correct later on the year.
Well, it started out hot for the Hawkeyes with Mark Perry at 174 pounds.
Well, Mark Perry, he's the highlight when he goes out there because there's going to be a lot of rolling around action. And I'll tell you, when you start rolling around with Mark Perry, you're going to lose points. And this guy, even though he's a good legger, lost a lot of points.
That was a major decision, yeah. And there's Paul Bradley. That was a big double.
Yeah, well, he has tried 3 singles before that hadn't worked, so he switched off. Good lesson there. But he did hang on to win.
7-0 Hawks at this time. We go to 197. You talked about it, Dan. The freshman against the national champion.
That was a late takedown, and the thing about it, he was up out of position high. He wasn't in his good stance with the knees bent, and he reached in, so it was not really a great setup, but he made himself score. Here's Mocco and Fields. That pretty much was the whole match right there. Not a lot of action. A stall call decided for Mocco, so pretty even.
And Oklahoma State goes ahead for the first time with this win, and there's the takedown on the edge of the mat.
Kind of fell asleep on the edge. You sometimes think that that's the safe zone. It's not the safe zone. The way the rules are right now, you can lose points on the edge if you don't wrestle through the edge, unlike freestyle right now.
Good rule, too.
Good, great rule.
Great rule. Keeps the action going, and college wrestling on Iowa Public Television is keeping the action going as well with the 2006 schedule. ISU versus UNI, always a great rivalry there. Sunday, January 22nd at 2 p.m. Illinois comes to Carver Hawkeye to take on Iowa Friday, February 10th at 7 o'clock. And Missouri goes to Hilton to take on Iowa State Sunday, February 12th at 2. These are all live matches, and that's college wrestling's 2006 schedule. And great schedule, Dan. We just need more.
All those matches are tough. I think they're good matches, and the only thing we're missing is a little bit of that Division III conference. I think they're so tough. We'd like to get a little bit of that in the future. We'd like to even do more. It's just the idea that it's not cheap.
One of the things, Dan, as we wait for the teams to come out, next weekend's the national duels in Cedar Falls at the Unidome. These two teams could see each other again.
Absolutely they could, and hopefully they will, because that means they're in contention up by near the top of the ladder. They're up. Illinois is not going to be in there. That's going to move Iowa up another notch, and it's just one of those things. But we need a good turnout for those national duels. We'd like to see those national duels probably stabilize there in Iowa, and we can't get the national tournament on campus anymore, so let's get the National Wrestling Coaches Association tournament on campus. And obviously it's a great event, but first time there, UNI, new format. Probably have to take some bugs out of it, but I'm telling you what, we need some support, and I think they've already sold more seats than they've ever sold before with a pre-sale. So let's have the fans come out and support the group.
Well, tell Iowans what they can expect to see. I mean, all levels of wrestling, Division I, II, and III, and
NAIA, junior college.
What does that mean for Iowans to go up and get excited?
Actually, the college teams that are wannabes, they have clubs. They're there with a team, and the young ladies are there with 4 teams. So we're having it's just a lot of people there, and they're going to start with 16 mats, and they're going to go down to 8, they're going to go down to 4. So that's where we're at. Semis and finals on Sunday.
So Saturday and Sunday at the Unidome, the national duels. We have Jim Gibbons, who does have John Smith.
Thanks, Tim. Here I'm with Coach Smith. And Coach Smith, a lot of tight matches there, that first 5 matches. Give us your thoughts.
I don't think we did enough, to tell you the truth. I think that we look like we're begging for takedowns out there, not really working to earn them at all. And, that's what I seen the first 5. Even though we're winning on the scoreboard, I just felt like we wasn't out there really trying to earn any takedowns, hoping that we fall into them.
Well, you got your seniors leaders here, Rosholt and Mocco here, doing a pretty good job for you, getting some big wins. And what do you look for the rest of the meet?
Well, a lot better than what I just saw.
All right. Good luck, Coach. Thanks.
Thanks, Jim.
And what? I tell you, I don't think he was going to say that on the way out. you know what? He had time to think, and he responded much better than what he was going to probably say on the way out.
Which was much more constructive for his team.
Yeah.
I mean, you go in with the one thought that he had, maybe the officials thing.
Right.
That's not going to solve anything for your team.
No.
That's what his team needed to hear.
No, I think that that's the sign of a good coach when it comes to making some adjustments, not just reacting to a situation. I said, well, if we'd had a college coaching, well, officiating calls or whatever, we would have got this and that. He wants his kids making their own breaks, and that's what he said.
Well, I think Jim's got Jim Zalesky, and let's go to Jim right now.
Jimmy, guys out there trying to make some breaks out there for themselves fell a little bit short here. Give us your thoughts.
Well, I think we're wrestling hard. We just made a couple mistakes there, especially that last match where I thought we were controlling the match, and we kind of let it get away from us. You know, a couple other matches we're fighting hard against some of their national champions, so you know, I like how we're fighting. We just got to continue that fight here these next 5 matches.
Good luck the rest of the way out, Coach.
Well, and it's just what you said, Dan. They're wrestling hard, and sometimes it's how you wrestle.
Well, there's some of those tactics that you need to understand. You got to get that in your mind. You got to understand the edge of the match. You got to understand the officials' calls. You got to realize when you're going to make your own breaks, you can't wait for the other guy to shoot. You got to score yourself. You know, and that didn't happen with Fields and Mocco, and then the edge of the mat with Magnani. So, you know, they're putting the effort for it, and they got to fight like Jim Zalesky says. But you know, sometimes you got to just know how to wrestle a little better too.
Well, I'm looking forward to this match. 133 pounds. Sophomore Nathan Morgan versus true freshman Daniel Dennis.
This is going to be a big one as far as how the Hawkeyes respond for the rest of the meet. You know, it's the big one. If Dennis can keep the momentum going like the other wrestlers, then he has a pretty good opportunity. He's a pretty good kid. He has a lot of ability. He just doesn't know if he does or not for sure.
Dennis out of Grant High School in Ingleside, Illinois.
Now he went out of bounds and came back in.
Right.
See, that's the kind of potential he has right there.
And Morgan's
a big boy,
out
too.
of Bakersfield, California. His dad, Larry Morgan, was a
Larry Nathan Morgan, actually. So they named him after him, and he used to be a Hawkeye in the club here.
And was national champion Division II for Cal Poly.
Right.
And
a very good freestyle wrestler.
Yeah, he was a runner-up to Lloyd Kieser, I believe,
for the
76 trials. So Nathan Morgan, you know, he's one of those guys that gets off to quick starts. So if Dennis can weather the storm, he's got an opportunity to take advantage of maybe somebody who's slowing down a little bit later on as the match goes on. Morgan, a really tall, rangy wrestler, just like Coleman Scott at 125.
Dennis needs to create a situation like he almost did there, get control of something and get Morgan to react off it and use something that could surprise him. You know, a move here, a move there. He does have some of those type of moves. So it's one of those things. But he's also a little bit inconsistent. And so you got to be able to wrestle the whole match, and you got to be able to wrestle people tough every time out. So this is a big match for, I think, Dennis, coming off the Midlands with, I think, a place winner.
Oh, nice low single there by Morgan. And
you don't want to hang on too long.
Oklahoma State wrestlers know how to finish this pretty well.
Yeah, they're playing games there. They don't want to get on your back. He's got him in a pretty tight position there.
Yeah, he does.
That leg.
He's got that leg.
Got the bottom leg hooked.
Yeah, he's going to his back there. Yeah, that leg situation there. He ended up.
Oh, and he's got it tight on the hip.
Yeah, see, that's
camp out time right there. You're just right there. You could spend the whole rest of the minute 20 seconds there, but
3 red. Who's bleeding?
some blood.
Let's see. Go ahead, right there, up here.
Stopped it for
He
some
came
blood.
back over. I didn't stop him when he was in the pinner.
Here's the replay here. They hadn't called 2 yet.
Well, you know, you got to realize, like you said, this is Oklahoma. They know where they're at there.
Exactly. They know what, and what they did was he grabbed a low single, and Dennis went to his rear, and he took that single leg right up into the air.
He's ready. Let's go.
Rocked him back onto his shoulders and followed it up with the Turk.
That's good. At least he's not getting ridden. Morgan is usually sometime a good rider. We got to keep Dennis on the motion.
5-1 already. We're approaching the 1 minute left in the first period. Nathan Morgan from Oklahoma State out in front. The Cowboys out in front 9-7 after 5 matches. We got 5 to go. Good action by Dennis.
You know, those 3 points he got near fall. I mean, I'll tell you what much you could do there. He ended up in that, and I don't know if it was playing. Look at that, guys.
Nice job.
This guy's he's got some fast twitch, and he's quick, and he just reached out, took that ankle out, and went right to the knee.
Yeah,
Almost a Cale Sanderson finish. Ankle, knee, boom, down. 2 points. Gonna have to score. The next takedown is real critical in this period.
Both guys going at it with a little bit more
No
intensity.
action.
30 seconds left in the first period.
No action there.
6-3 in favor of Morgan.
Got to create some action. Dennis needs to create movement. Needs to get Morgan moving a little bit instead of just staying from a dead set.
Just drops, lowers his level,
Boom.
grabs the same low single leg that Morgan did to him.
Just follow right into the other leg. Use that penetration of Morgan's. He really needed to try to get another takedown this period, but didn't happen.
End of the first period, the score 6-3 in favor of Morgan on the strength of a takedown and a 3-point near fall.
That 2-pointer did help put him back in the match. So he was down 5-0. Now he's at 6-3.
Okay, stay set.
See what his tactics are here.
Morgan choosing just a hand fight down in there, and it's not. He's got his head on the mat. I think Dennis did a nice job there. He's got the 2-on-1, the cross wrist ride here. He can buy some time here with this and maybe try to work him over, but he gives up on it, Dan.
Yeah, he's gonna. Dennis is hustling. Yeah, Morgan picks it up too. So. Whoa! Look at this, guys. There's going to be 2 more right there.
He's got the far ankle. He's going to continue to drive.
If he gets that ankle, pulls it up, it's 2. Oh, he should have never let go of that ankle.
Oh, that's
I'm not sure why he did that. That was the major mistake.
That's
a lot of leverage. Major mistake. In behind it, all he had to do was just
drive.
But get about 1 more inch, and he would have had it. And he could end up losing a takedown here. But
he went shoelaces flat. He had the ultimate finish for a single leg is to grab that far ankle, and you have a hold of that. Oh boy.
No, I don't. Maybe the other guy limped out of it or something. I kind of lost track. I thought that was a dead. I thought he had good position on it though.
Excellent position.
You got to keep Morgan moving, because otherwise he's going to shoot on you.
And which he just did, a very nice low.
This is where he's pretty tough again.
They just know what they're doing in here. He just sweeps that up. Watch him scoop the bottom leg here. This is trouble here.
Yeah,
this is trouble.
Yep. And this is where he ends up some back points.
This is trouble.
This is where he's ended up in the Turk. Nice, slipping out of it this time. Big momentum changer there. Big
40
momentum.
seconds left in the second period. 9-3 in favor of Morgan. He's escape and a takedown here. And now an escape for Dennis. 9-4. Certainly like the action on the part of Dennis.
Dennis definitely doing a good job of creating some action. You can't stop there. That's where you don't want to be, down there. Don't want to be down there hanging, reaching, because you're on the edge. The guy can slip around you just like a Mignani match.
Recognize anybody there?
Ah, yeah, I was little Gable, and former daughter, still daughter, and it was
What are you going to get out of this?
Yeah. He might be the toughest dude at 2 that I've ever seen. But just turned 2.
End of the second period. Scored 9-4 in favor of Morgan from Oklahoma State, trying to extend the team's lead.
I should have another. I should have another one over there. It's almost a year, but I don't see him yet. I don't see his dad either. He must be out for a potty break or something.
Morgan starts on top here, and he breaks Dennis down in the first effort, and great leverage. Breaks Dennis down again. And starting to build a little riding time.
Well, you just got to, you just can't spend any time in the bottom, and there you go. There you go. Now you got to give yourself a chance to win.
9-5. 5-point win, or 5-point move could win it for the Hawkeyes. So you're in it when you can do it with one.
You just get move. 2 right now. Just get a takedown. I think he'd put himself back in the match.
Yeah, it changed the whole tempo of this match if he could get a takedown. Right there, there's the low shot. He keeps coming through.
Yeah, he missed that far side this time.
But he's still got an opportunity to score here if he can go ahead and.
But he sees butts on the mat.
Yeah.
No penetration that way.
So you were talking about Gable. Does that mean if we hang around for 16 years, we might see him on Iowa Public Television?
I think you don't have to hang around that long. He might be I think he might be a part Doogie Howser too.
Oh yeah. Okay. A 12-year-old.
Yeah, going to college.
Going to college.
We're putting him on that track anyway right now.
Whoa! Right after he calls it.
Not sure what happened there.
Well, it's just basically a slide by. They caught Morgan going back, and tell you, the Oklahoma State coaching staff is all up in arms about just about every call.
Yeah.
Go to work, man.
What did he call him for stalling?
Yeah, he called him for stalling.
And he already had a warning.
Yeah.
I didn't see a whole lot of stalling, but I wasn't looking. I was looking at Gable. You had me looking at Gable over there.
Yeah. So notice how he drops his level right here, sweeping single. Just got called for stalling. Boy, he did a nice job of getting to the corner on that. There's
Red,
two.
He's ready. Cover. Red, I'm not going to tell you again. Get on him.
I tell you what, the more you try to get on X line,
the worse it is.
Yeah. So I don't know if Smith's going to pick that up or not pretty soon.
Yeah.
Not a lot of time left, but they're going to call him. They should call the bottom guy for stalling again.
Now he works to get out. Now he goes for the big move.
Yeah. That was a big move. He gave him a takedown, too.
13-8.
I went
to be a regular decision.
Pretty wild move.
Yeah.
There's one. 13-9. Morgan wasn't an All-American, but he's rated.
Very technical wrestler.
On the mark.
Morgan's going to get the win for the Cowboys. Put 3 more points.
Dennis held his own.
Yeah, he did. 9 points in that match. 22 with all. Actually, 14-9 score. It's entertaining.
Well, entertaining, you're right. We need to turn one around here from the Hawkeyes' point of view. If they're going to